Hello everybody, and welcome to Nature's Bakery.
Today's serving is this new series that I'm going to be doing where I teach you guys how to do these trials. This is the first episode, and I'm going to be calling it the Murkoff Manual. So, as you've probably read from the title, this is the new trial environment, which includes Coil's new design and the new exploit called the Biter, which I honestly really think fits Coil. Like, he's like a dog, pretty much. It's insane. But anyways, I'm gonna skip past a lot of this and get straight to the tutorial. I'm not gonna lie, there are a decent amount of break spawns at the beginning, but it is really empty compared to the other trials that I went through. There can be a brick right here, and you can open up this lock container if you happen to find a lockpick or you have the amp called Lockbreaker. There isn't always a lock container in that spot in particular, but there is a chance for it to spawn there. You're going to find yourself in an area where there's two televisions that have the eye symbol on it. In this locked room, you will find a detonator, which you will need to continue the objective. You're going to want to look around until you can find the Biter. It will be obvious when you find the Biter, because he is literally chained up. Like I said, he's kind of like a dog. You're just going to want to move past him into this room. In this room, you will find a body that holds the eye key, which will obviously open the locked room that we saw earlier. Once you've secured the key, you're going to want to make your way back to that locked room. It's not very far, so I would imagine you would not struggle finding this, especially since you were just at it. Here you'll find some dynamite, which you're going to want to place the detonator right next to you, and then back up. You don't really need to back up that far. The radius is pretty small, but if you're right up next to it, it will do 2 bars of damage. Obviously, you're just going to jump down because that's the only way you can go. If you're playing with a team, you're going to want to wait for them here. But if you're playing solo, you can just press the button. When the scene is done playing, you can just jump down. You won't take any fall damage, and just follow my path from here. But be careful, because a grunt can spawn in here. From here, you are safe from enemies, so you can take a breather and look around. The main thing you are looking for is the workshop power. And when you look to your right, you will see a crafting area. You will find wires. And to the right, you'll see metal. You're going to put both of them on the crafting area, which will make a detonator. You can also see other crafting recipes. One is a lever, and I'm pretty sure the other is a heel. Just like last time, you're going to want to put a detonator right next to the dynamite. And if you didn't know already, collecting these propaganda posters can give you the potential to get an A+. If you don't collect the propaganda posters, I'm pretty sure at most you will get an A. After you've looted everything, you're just going to want to continue straight through this door. Here you can find a Biter, which of course you're going to want to avoid, and just continue going until you find crafting supplies. In crafting supplies, you're going to want to grab 2 metal and 2 fabric. It will say what it is when you're holding out, just so you don't get confused. It's also pretty obvious when you look at it. Now you're just going to go back the way you came from, and if you're lost, you can just look for this exit sign. You're going to want to go back so you can go back to the crafting area. With the 2 metal and the 2 fabric, you can make 2 levers. You don't have to put it down in a certain order, as long as you put down 1 fabric and 1 metal. When you have both levers, just go back the way you came from again. There is supposed to be a Biter here, but for some reason he despawned for me. Just go to this room where you'll see a place where you can place a lever. It will say 1 and 2. Once you place it, just pull the lever, and then you can exit through this blocked door. Just keep going forwards, and then go past crafting supplies. You'll find yourself in this center. At first, you're going to want to go to where it says Block A, and you'll find this lever control room. But this time, it will say 3 and 4. You're also going to want to flip that lever so you can open up laundry, which will have a pipe. I won't say that there is a guaranteed spawn for a pipe in there, but through the few runs that I did, I have noticed that there is at least one in there, and that's also why I made you make 2 levers. You're going to want to go to this area where it says steam flow. Now I won't lie, this part did confuse me a bit, but once I understood it, it got pretty easy. You're going to want to look on the right where you see all of these panels. It will have a number marked on them alongside A, B, C, or D. You're going to want to look at the one that's highlighted. Once you see the one that is highlighted, that will determine how much you need to turn the valve with the assigned letter and number. So for A2, B2, C2, and D2, I need to turn them all clockwise 2 times. If it were A1 that was highlighted, I would need to turn the A valve clockwise 1 time. So hopefully that helps you get the gist of it. Once you've done the first valve, look to your right again and look above the highlighted letters and numbers. You will see a location of where the valves are. In my case, I have 3 valves in the basement, which is where we currently are. But there is one upstairs in laundry, which I made you open before we got down here. Unfortunately though, I do not know the common spawns of the valves, so I will speed up until I find them. Commonly, you will find coil camping by valves, and it will also highlight when you're close enough. Here you're going to want to look at the valve and identify what letter is on it. In my case, it is the B valve. So if we look back at which number was highlighted, we can determine how much times we need to turn the B valve. B2 was highlighted, so I would need to turn it clockwise 2 times. If you feel like you got it wrong, you can always identify that by looking at the readers. In my case, B2 was highlighted, so if the B2 reader is clockwise, then I know I got it right. As you can see, B1 and B3 are counterclockwise. That means those are off. As we approach another valve, we're just going to do the same process. We're going to identify which valve it is, look back at which one was highlighted, and then turn accordingly. Now that we have all those done, we're going to head up to laundry. If you have one in laundry like I do, then just follow my path. Now that we have this done, we're going to head back to the central area. From here, you're going to want to go to the B block. We're going to use this waste disposal sign as sort of a way to navigate. You're going to pick up the pig head and then follow the waste disposal signs until you actually reach the waste disposal. You're going to find a grunt there or a coil there. Just make sure to stay out of their way so you can put the pig head in the waste disposal. From this first sign, you're going to want to turn right until you see the number 5. Here is where you'll find the last 2 pig heads. Thankfully, it's a small area, so you just got to look around until you find both pig heads, and then bring them back to the waste disposal. Once you reach the first sign once again, you're just going to want to head back the way you came.
Where shadows sway, stars in the sky.
Once you've hit the button, head over to administration. You'll find yourself with signs leading to the warden's office. This part is actually pretty simple. You're just going to look next to the keypad where the codes are located. B and A are the blocks that can be found near the central area. So the numbers I want to remember for the B block are 107 and 110. You don't have to do it in the order that I do it in. I just prefer to do it this way.
The stars still bright.
As you can see, we're still using the first waste disposal sign as a way to navigate. Here you can find the cells that you need. When you find the correct cell, just go inside it and look for the code. I'm also going to show you how you can get into B107, since it can be pretty confusing. Just find the cafeteria doors, go inside and take a left. Here you can find B107. You can also tell you're inside a cell when there's UV lights. It is a blue bright light. When you have the codes that you need for B block, just make your way back to the warden's office.
With every step, our souls entwine. Together we cherish this sweet.
When you're back here in the warden's office, you can enter the code or codes plural that you found. Unfortunately though, you have to do it in order, so if you only have the first digit, you can only enter the first digit, and make your way down to A block. In order to actually get into A block, you're going to have to switch that lever that I made you switch earlier.
That never ends. In your arms, where my world suspends. Beneath the canopy,
Now that we actually have all of them, we're going to head back and enter the code.
our love echoes in mood.
From here, you're just going to take a right, which is the final objective. This part is kind of gory, and I'm not sure YouTube would allow it, so I'm just going to blur it and speed it up.
Sweet romance, oh, noches estrellas. Our hearts align. In every
If you're on standard, Coil should only barge in the door at the end of it, but I'm pretty sure if you're on intensive and higher, you will always remain in that room, which is kind of annoying. Just follow my path so you can make it to the end. Hopefully this helped you a lot and that you got an A+.
together we cherish the sweet design.
From here, if you have any throwables, or you still have your rig, right now might be a good time to use it all.